What's up, guys? Today I'm going to talk about the battle ranking crime seed grudge match, Elena battle, and we're going to talk about how to clear it at stage level 200, so that you can get the rewards. The rewards for clearing. Here are the stage rewards. If you can clear all the way to 200. I mean, you'll get everything under it, and then you'll also get that sweet 100 blue gems for 200. So let's talk about it. So Elena, we can look at all the modifiers. They're pretty simple. She has a lot of HP. She does physical damage. She has defense. Non-weakness damage, so non-fire damage is probably not going to work because that's nerfed. She gets extra attack up. Magic is not that effective, but minus 30%. But if you have a strong fire magic user like Zach or Aerith, it could work. But ideally, you want to use fire, so you want to Cloud, Yuffie, and Lucia. This one is important. When the battle starts, your entire party has physical defense down, 5 tiers of that. So you're gonna need to clear that to survive. Buff duration minus 50%, so any buffs you use on your party, they're just gonna last half as long. And then command gauge fill rate minus 70%, so it's gonna take a long time for your command gauge to go to full. Okay, so you're gonna have all these on. And so what you need, this is my party, but I'll give you some alternatives if you don't have what I have. But let's take a look at my party. So first I have Barret, and Barret serves several purposes. So let's look. Well, first I'm using his costume, the best costume, Electro Armor. Gives him HP and Indomitable Soul, which importantly gives him 20% physical defense. Physical defense is important in this fight. Elena and the add-ons, they do all physical damage, so you only really care about the physical defense. This armor is gonna, you need all 3 of your members ideally have, you want to be somewhat tanky, because there's no tanking, as far as I know, there's no tanking mechanic here. I mean, aggro mechanic. Like, you can't force Elena to target only Barret. She'll target characters at random, and the add-ons will also target characters at random, so you want everyone to have a decent amount of HP. But also Elena has AoE attack that will hit all 3 members, so everyone's gonna get hit by physical damage. So if you can, you want to make them all tanky, and this armor really helps Barret be tanky. What else? Important. In the main hand, I'm giving him Electro Cannon, which is important, but there are some alternatives. So he's using Electro Cannon because it does physical attack down mid to all enemies. So you're gonna want at least one person on your team that can do physical attack down, because Elena and the add-ons will have physical attack up. But none of them are immune to physical attack down. So you can use an AoE physical attack down weapon to clear the buffs, and as well, after you clear the buffs, you can start to debuff their physical attack. Some alternatives to, if you don't have Barret's Electro Cannon, let me show you some alternatives. Cloud has is this one? Iron Blade. It unfortunately it's AoE physical attack down, but it starts at low. But if you have an OB6 one, then it does work quite well, especially because also it has a nice R ability. It boosts physical defense if you're using Cloud. which Cloud is a good user in this fight, so not a bad option. You have a Barret. Tifa has single target, which is not ideal, but what's good about her is if you have leather gloves at OB6, it does high potency. So Cloud and Barret does mid potency AoE. Tifa does single target, but at least it's high potency. So you could make Tifa work. Like you would have to target them individually with this, but yeah, it could work. Aerith has, which one is it? This one. Aerith has Full Metal Staff. If you know, again, like Cloud's weapon, if it's not OB6, it's low potency, but once you get to OB6, it's AoE mid potency, so Full Metal Staff is a good option. Red, I don't recommend Red. He does have his limit breaks, but yeah, I don't recommend it. Yuffie has 4-point Shuriken. Just like Cloud and Aerith, it starts out low potency, but at OB6 mid potency to alt. I believe Kate Sith has one, but I don't think it's that good. Let's see. Yeah, Kate Sith, if you want to retry a lot, you can use his Battle Trumpet. If he crits, he needs to crit, so it's only a 20% chance, but there's a 20% chance to crit. Then at OB0 it will be AoE physical attack down mid, and if you have it at OB1, AoE physical attack down high. So really good, but has to crit, so only 20% chance. Not ideal, but you know, it only costs you 1 stamina each try, so if you really have no other options, you could do Kate Sith and his Battle Trumpet. I don't think Zac has one. Sephiroth has, I don't have it, but Sephiroth has Kuja Spirit Blade, his FF9 weapon. If you do have that, you can use that. Glenn doesn't have any. Matt has Slick Beetle, but it's single target, so it only really works if you have it at OB6, because at OB6, the Slick Beetle, like Tifa's gloves, it's high potency, physical attack down, high potency. But again, single target makes it not ideal. Lucia has the best one. I don't have it, but if you drew on the latest banner, her weapon is the best for this fight. Her Marine Shooter from the latest banner. At OB0, it does AoE physical attack down mid, and it lowers the enemy's fire resist. So this is the best weapon to use for the Elena fight. If you pulled on this banner, I would definitely recommend Lucia. Yeah, okay, so that's talking about physical attack down, right? You need physical attack down, so okay, yeah, that's why I'm using Barret's Electro Cannon. I'm also using Barret because he has physical defense up to all allies. So Barret's Assault Gun is very, very useful in this fight because it only costs 4 ATB. And at OB0, it increases physical defense for your entire team mid, and if you have it at OB6, it will do high. So this is the best. So I said Lucia was the best physical attack down weapon. Barret's Assault Gun is the best physical defense up weapon for this fight. So Barret is very useful here because he has 2 weapons that are very useful. One is physical attack down all enemies, and he has physical defense up all enemies. And then again, let's say you don't have Barret, then what are some options? So you need physical defense up. You need both. So for physical defense up, you have, like Barret, I'm using his Assault Gun. I mean, you only need it at OB0, so I highly do recommend Barret, but maybe you might need to use someone else. So Aerith has Mithril Rod, but it costs 5 ATB. and it's low potency until you get it to OB6. So at OB6, then it will be mid potency. So Aerith Mythrod could work, but yeah, it costs a lot of ATB. You have similarly, Glenn has a similar weapon to Mythrod. Is his hardcore squad? It's 5 ATB and it starts out at low. But if you do have an OB6 one, it will be mid potency for all allies. Matt has Centipede, so this one's pretty good. Mid potency, but it will also heal your entire team. So I would say this is the second best one for physical defense. And that's really it. So there's not that many options. So you really want to use Barret and or Matt. Aerith is not bad because I mean the weapon is bad. Mythrod is not a good weapon, but Aerith's other her kit is good for this fight. Like she has the full metal staff. If you're using her as DPS, she has the egg staff, and if you have her crossover Monster Hunter crossover weapon, this one, her Kimura one, that can be really good for this fight as well. I mean, you don't care about the magic defense, you just want the physical attack up. Then yeah. Okay. So why am I using Barret? I need physical attack down, I need physical defense up, and the rest is just anyone can use these, right? I gave him Ifrit and Bahamut just to increase my DPS's damage, right? So this increases fire damage mid to your entire team, which you don't care. You're helping your DPS do more fire damage with this, so that's nice. And then importantly, you want to use bio this fight because Elena is not immune to bio. Actually, no one is immune to bio. You can use bio on the add-ons as well. So bio is very useful for non-DPS characters like Barret. Barret is not here to do DPS, right? He's just here to debuff and buff. So if he has bio is a way to give Barret some DPS. Other than that, I gave him a Fire Breach. This is completely optional, and I don't think I really used it, but if Barret, sometimes, not often, but sometimes Barret will have nothing to do. Like the enemy is already debuffed on their physical attack. My team is already buffed with physical defense. The enemy is already poisoned. These are the priorities. And then Barret has nothing to do. Then okay, fine, he can do a Fire Breach low. Ideally, you want a better Fire Breach than this because it only goes to low. If you use like Lucia, for example, her weapon can Fire Breach enemies to high. So this is just optional if you don't have another Fire Breach user. In my team, I'm not using any actual Fire Breach users, so I just gave a materia. And then the last thought is a circle materia because this is the only materia you need. Elena does have a sigil phase that can be broken with circle. And luckily, Barret's electro cannon has a circle sigil slot, so that's actually really, really nice. And then for sub weapons, I just gave him Kimura one just for extra tankiness, HP, but mainly it's for the buff debuff extension. Because remember, we have a debuff this fight. All your buffs and debuffs, oh no, I think it's only buffs actually. All your buffs, they last half as long, so they don't last very long. So if you want to use any, you really want to have the buff debuff extension R ability to counteract the handicap that we have. So I'm using Kimura wand, HP and buff debuff, and then I also combined it with syringe, which has the same R abilities, buff, debuff, and HP, and together it gives Barret really nice HP, and also it gives him level 3 buff debuff extension, so 80%. I mean, cut in half, so plus 40, you can say. And then the last weapon I gave him is Stream Slasher. This is the anniversary weapon that gives boost physical attack to all allies. So at 32 points, I'm getting half. I'm getting all allies gain 40 and 14%. So this is to increase my DPS. Cloud, this is to give Cloud extra physical attack just by Barret holding it in his sub weapon. Okay, so that's Barret. Next, let's look at Matt. So Matt's my healer. For costume, I don't really, and this is not useful. It gives him a little bit of attack. Magic defense doesn't matter, but I don't have any Matt costume, so I'm just using this. It's a free one. For his weapon, we talked about Centipede before. Centipede is really good because physical defense to all allies, and at the same time, it heals your entire team, which you will need heals. So Centipede serves two purposes, which is really nice. It also has a heal boost slot, which I can put like a Cura there, because sometimes Elena will just target one of your characters, so you don't need to AoE heal. Sometimes you just need a single target heal, so that's kind of nice. It's optional though. I don't think it's necessary, but it's nice. For Matt's offhand weapon, I gave him Giant Fork. This is mainly for the R abilities to make Matt tankier, right? Because we need physical defense. They only do physical damage and then HP. But actually, I did use the C ability as well. So the C ability increases physical attack low, and also gives regen. So it's not bad if you have extra ATB, which sometimes Matt does have extra ATB. And it's also not bad, pretty good, because later on in the fight, Elena will decrease the physical attack of your party. So, Cloud will be debuffed in physical attack. You want to get rid of it. This is one way to get rid of it, using Giant Fork on Cloud. So it serves two purposes, mainly the R abilities, but the C ability is not bad. For Limit Break, I give him Gigantic Shield. You could go Vanquishing if you don't have, because the enemies will have will buff their own physical attack often, so this can clear it. But for my party, I found Barret's Electric Cannon was enough. If you don't have an AoE physical attack down weapon, like if you're using Tifa for leather gloves, or if you're using Matt's Slick Beetle, then I would suggest using Vanquishing just to make it easier to clear their enemy's physical attack. But since I'm using Barret's Electro Cannon, then I opted for Gigantic Shield, which AoE physical defense up, and it can go up to high. So this just helps my team be a little bit tankier. For materia, I gave Matt a bio, just like Barret. This is giving Matt, because sometimes bio is only a 40% chance to hit, and if you're unlucky, the first one might not hit, the second one might not hit, etc. So, if Barret uses bio and it fails, then I can have Matt use his ATB to bio as well. And then, like I said, bio is really good. It just gives your non-DPS characters a chance to DPS. And then the other materia is Circle Sigil, because, like I said, Elena has a Circle Sigil phase. And then the last one I talked about before, I give him a Cura. Sometimes only one of your party members will be low on HP, and then you can use Cura. I might actually suggest switching the Cura for an Asuna, because this fight doesn't really require a big heal like Cura. You might actually, I think you can get away with, I would actually change that. So I would, it doesn't matter what kind of Asuna, you just use a Asuna, because Asuna is 3 ATB, and it heals almost as good as a Cura, for the ATB. So I think I would recommend an Asuna instead. And for Matt's sub-weapons, it's very similar to Barret. So first I gave him Marching Horn, which gives heal and buff debuff extension. I mean, heal is self-explanatory, but buff debuff extension, I explained. You want his buffs to last longer because the stage level handicaps you by making it 50% last half as long. So you just want to counteract that with buff debuff extension. And then similarly, I gave him 4-point shuriken, which is HP for tankiness, and then more buff debuff extension. In total, he's slightly better than Barret. He has level 4 buff debuff extension to counteract the handicap. And the last weapon, just like Barret, I gave him Stream Saber, which boosts physical attack of all allies. So this is to give Cloud more physical attack. Okay, and then the last party member is my DPS. I'm using Cloud, but you don't have to use Cloud. You can also use Yuffie, and you could use Magic. I mean, Magic is 30% weaker, but if you have their weapons, at OP6, OP10, they're still going to be quite strong. And if you boost their magic attack, that'll be good too, because in this fight, Elena will decrease your party's physical attack, but she won't decrease your party's magical attack. So magic attack users can work. Especially, I would say Aerith is really nice because hers is AoE, just like Yuffie's. So I'm using Cloud. I have his Arcanum. His main weapon is just his Sky Splitter. Okay, 710 fire damage. In the offhand, I give him a Buster Sword. It's just to give him some tankiness. Another option, you can give Butterfly Edge. Butterfly Edge actually makes him more tanky, but then his physical attack goes down. And I'm not actually sure. I think they're both okay. Because Butterfly Edge also gives Limit Break potency. I'm not sure if that increases... if this counts as a Limit Break. Does it? Maybe not. It's a summon, so I'm not sure. But I think it could work. And similarly, I said, if you need his Iron Sword, if you need someone to decrease physical attack, it's not ideal to put it on your DPS, but if Cloud is your only option, then you could put an Iron Blade here, which would also make him tankier because it increases his physical defense. But yeah, I chose Buster Sword. It's just the right amount of tankiness I need, and it gives me pretty good damage with this 27 points in boost attack. For summon, Ifrit, just I want to do as much fire damage as possible. Materia, I give him a Circle Sigil for the Sigil phase, and then these two are just stat sticks. Sub equipment is just I give him Radiant Edge. It's for the physical attack to max out Cloud's physical attack and some extra fire potency. So with Radiant Edge and Sky Splitter, I have 59 points, which gives me the max. I only need 55, but yeah, max physical attack. And then the second sub-weapon, I gave him more damage, so I gave him Carrot Sword for the magic attack doesn't matter, but 22 points in fire potency. It just so happened gave me exactly 45 points in fire potency, which level 6, 70% extra fire damage. It could be, and you could put anything here. I mean, anything that increases damage, right? I guess this happens to be my best one. It's a free weapon, and I got it to OB 10 plus 20, so it gives me the most stats. And then the last slot was another defensive weapon. So his first defensive weapon was Buster Sword for the HP, but I wanted him to be even tankier because Elena does do a lot of damage, and she does sometimes target Cloud. So I gave Cloud Oven Mitts, which gives HP and physical defense. So in total, he's got over 5,000 physical attack. Not really because of this build, but mainly because of these sub weapons, right? Matt is holding Stream Saber to increase Cloud's physical attack, and then Barret is holding Stream Slasher to increase physical attack. But along with, I have a level 7 in physical attack, so he's got a respectable 5,000. And then he has just under 10,000 HP. He's using 2 HP subs. I think he's the lowest HP. Matt has 11,000. Barret has 12,000. Yeah, Cloud has the least, but it's enough to play the fight out. And yeah, so summary of what you need for this fight: you're gonna need an AoE physical attack down, or not. You need physical attack down of some form. AoE is best. If you don't have AoE, you want something that has high potency at least. And then physical defense up for your party. So Barret has physical defense up for the party, as well as Matt's Centipede. And then bio is important. Circle sigils are important. And physical attack up is not required, but it's nice because, like I said, Elena will debuff your party well. Physical attack up is, yeah, it's nice. I wouldn't say it's required though. And then Fire Breach is nice. I'm only using the materia, but if you have a better Fire Breach user, like if you have Lucia, I would definitely recommend Lucia. And yeah, and then you want at least, you want a strong fire DPS. I'm using Cloud. You could use Yuffie, which is better than Cloud for sure. You can also use Aerith, and I think you can use Zac if you have his weapon at OB6 or more, and if you boost his magic tech, so with someone else. But yeah, okay, so that's the party setup, and then now let's look at the fight.
敵を確認、排除する。
もらった。
状況は把握する。 保険だ。
いただき。
11235813。直ちに応戦する。
もらった。
冒険だ。直ちに応戦する。
嘘でしょ。
冒険だ。状況は把握した直ちに応戦する。状況は把握3.141592。
ざっとこんなもんだ。